Welcome to 𝐂𝐓𝐇𝐄𝐑𝐄𝐔. We talk about investing, finance, and professional development. So current time of 8:54 a.m. on Eastern Time on June 27th on Monday. Hope you guys had a great weekend, by the way. Ethereum could trading at $1,211, up about 1.21% so far. Respect over crypto market and the equity market on this Monday morning so far. We are attempting, to keep the comeback, as we are at the cusp of breaking into the bear market, as we are heading on to the recessionary territory in the technical perspective. And with respect to the overall index front, I would say we are, just like as expected, right, lingering on across the spectrum, up about 0.21% on average with respect to S&P, Dow, and NASDAQ futures. Oil has dipped down back to more of a normalized level of $108 per barrel. But the 10-year yield is still kind of spiking up a little bit at 3.2% as we speak at the moment. In respect to some of the news that I'm seeing across the spectrum, seems like, because of the fact that, we are in more of a depressed stage of the economy, on a macro perspective, Wall Street, is, foreshadowing across all the investment banks, potential layoffs, as, a lot of deals, that historically was a lot more robust, right? AKA like 2021 or like around the 2020 time period when all the stocks was rallying with all the SPAC deals and all that stuff. It seems like with respect to this recession looms that we're experiencing, with lack of deals cultivated among investment banks, that means you need less bankers, right? So that means, a lot of banks might have to do some layoffs soon, right? You see like kind of a gradual type of effect, right? You see across all the tech companies, which, most of the time are like the high growth tech companies as well. You see like Tesla laying off like 18% or even now 21% of workforce. You see Coinbase doing the same. You see Roblox doing the same. You see Revlon, the whole Wall Street type of volatility, on the cusp of bankruptcy. So a lot of companies are really struggling, right? And that's just like on the technology side of the sector. If you look at some of the other side of the sectors with respect to the consumer retail sector, you see companies like Walmart, Target, Home Depot. These are all suffering on a profitability margin perspective because of higher, commodity price, higher CPI, which obviously drive a lot of the cost of goods that you need to produce these goods to be higher than ever, right? So when you see higher costs, it squeeze your profit, and when you squeeze that profit, you have to find ways to kind of normalize and adjust your margins. And how do you do that? It's basically laying off people, closing down offices, etc., right? So that's pretty much on the overall so far. We'll see how all the news will, come out later, as the day durates. It's still morning on Monday. But collectively, it's, obviously, doesn't really drive a lot of positivity so far. And we are at the last week officially of June. And we're basically about like a week and a half out away from the next CPI report in July and subsequently the FOMC meeting, right? So we see how that goes, right? So let's just dive right into the technical to see what's going on. With respect to recording time of 8:58 a.m. on the Eastern Time on, again, June 27th on Monday. We are at 12.11 right now, up 1.25%. You can see clearly we are below the 1250, right? So are we consolidating? You could say that we are because we are in close proximity enough for us to think that way. But, something that's not the most appetizing, if you may, is that we have crossed up for the golden cross, and that's why we drive these two green candles, which is why it did. But right now we are basically trying to find a way back down again, right? Form an apex on the technical front, subsequently leap back down, right? And with respect to RSI, you could see that we have obviously formed a resistance at 40 out of 70 on the RSI scale again, like similar to the ones that we have formed prior in durations from like late May all the way to beginning of June. And you can see that clearly on the recent time frame on the 25th, we hit that wall again. So it seems like we're just hitting walls consecutively. Every single time we try to break up to about 40 out of 70, you get canceled out, right? So this is quite interesting to see. Do we have a shot of actually going up? But if we don't, we're heading back down. And I think the likelihood will be more, possible than going down. Like going up would be less likely than going down from here. Especially for the fact that we crossed up for quite some time. So negative on the MACD, neutral I would say on the RSI, negative on the technical front. So I'll say still collectively negative. And then with respect to Bitcoin, up 1% so far, I would say is similar in terms of the momentum. You could see that we're clearly getting canceled out, various different times, right? The 36 out of 70. So next level up is going to be somewhere around 22,500. Next level up is going to be 26,500. Same thing, you crossed up for quite some time, hitting a blockade. Seems like we're hitting a wall just like Ethereum is doing right now. Respect to Classic, up basically 2% so far. You can see that we are hitting a wall just as well at the 46 out of 70, right? You could see we are trying to cross up. Why are we saying that we're hitting a wall? Because we have other walls that we have to go up to, like all the staircase that we've been forming before, right? So right now with the $17 at the moment, so basically meeting with the non-subsidy consolidated level, right? So the level that you need to ride up all the way until like $21 from here would be all the intervals of fives, right? $17, $17.50, $18 respectively. Dogecoin up 4% so far. We are about to meet with the $8 mark. We're this 75 at the moment. I think the apex is already almost there because you have a relatively sizable resistance level that will form. So what you need to do next is going to be obviously meeting this level first, right, and then scoop down and then scoop up. If that was the case, that's the cup and handle. But like we'll have to see, right? We're relatively overbought right now at the 55 out of 70. So be careful with this one. Cardano up 2%. Right now we're hitting a wall just as well, right, at the 47 out of 70. So next level up is going to be 53 all the way up to the 63. Solana is at $40 flat at the moment, down 2.72%. So right now we're basically hitting a support, right, which is good. Level up is going to be 50, level down is going to be 33. Right now it seems like we are just dragging right now. Seems like we're forming an apex already, so the shot of actually going to 50 is quite unlikely based on what we see so far. XRP 36 cents at the moment, so right now at the 49. You can see that we are trying to find some support, and at the same time right now we are basically in between levels. So this is negative, this is negative, this is neutral, so still negative across the spectrum. The next level up is going to be 40 from here. Polkadot down 2% so far at $8 exactly. So level up is going to be $9.25. Level down is going to be obviously at $7, right? All the flat numbers, right? Like $7.50, $7. Seems like it's trading just similar, right? This is like neutral, negative, negative. Algorand down 3.17% so far. Right now this seems like it's neutral, try to recuperate, try to sustain, so it's neutral, but this is negative on the MACD front. We are in levitation mode right now, but I would say it's not terrible, right? We are at the relatively more consolidated level, so it's actually more buyers at these levels than the other charts, but still not the most bullish right now. It's still quite stale, so level up's gonna be 40 cents. Level downs could be all the flat numbers, like 30 cents, 25 respectively. Shiba Inu up 3.6% so far, 11.36 right now. So we are meeting exactly at the resistance level that we formed prior. However, we are at hitting a wall right now. You can see that clearly. But it seems like we are forming an apex as well. So I would say this is quite negative. We are up there right now, so what we need to do is kind of sell down a little bit halfway. Let's say ideally to like just below 1,000, like at 950, and then recuperate back up. That's a cup and handle. If that was the case, then we will see some short-term surge, but like that's about it. Like it needs to come down and then go up from there. MATIC up 2.5%. Same thing, right? It was, I would say it's trading very similar fashion to Shiba Inu. Try to recuperate, but it's very overbought right now. Like not extremely, but like quite overbought at 53 out of 70. Need to find some sort of apex and then sell down. So not the most ideal, right? You could see that like right now we basically need to break above 63 or 65 if you want to round it up. And then for AVAX, up 5% so far. Right now we're between levels. Need to go up to all the way to 2450. The levels down, right? Basically 2050, 1950 respectively. It seems like we try to recuperate back up. We are going to be hitting another wall at the 49 out of 70. So this is neutral, negative, negative. So still quite negative actually. So hopefully this is helpful on this Monday updates. Across the spectrum, it still, doesn't indicate a lot of, bullish buying pressure yet. And I think we are going to be in for another surprise or more volatility. Not a surprise, but more volatility coming in the next coming CPI and FOMC meeting. Okay. So appreciate you. Have a good rest of the day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye.